Okay, the recording has started, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Prenanda Croeso, good afternoon and welcome to this afternoon's meeting of the South West Wales Corporate Joint Committee, Economic Wellbeing and Regional Economic Development Subcommittee on Monday the 3rd of November. Just to advise that this meeting will be recorded, could you please ensure microphones are switched to mute unless speaking? Mobile phones are switched to vibrate or silent, and raise your hand if you wish to ask a question or make a comment. So thank you very much for all of those who attended this afternoon. We'll move straight on to the agenda. Agenda item 2, declarations of interest. Has any member got any interest to declare? And if you could identify whether those are personal or prejudicial. Andrea.
Yes, just for the sake of fullness, I don't know if it's on the agenda today, but I'm a director of Swansea Community Energy and Enterprise Scheme schemes, which deal with solar. And so just adding that, and it's personal interest only, not prejudicial.
Okay, thank you very much, Andrea. Claire, nice to see you, Claire.
Hello, John. Thank you. I think I probably should declare I'm a director of Pembrokeshire Lottery, which provides interest-free loans to businesses in Pembrokeshire.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Claire. I'm assuming that's a
personal
interest as well. Okay, lovely.
You.
Thank you. Okay, I can't see anybody else indicating any declarations there, so we'll move on then to agenda item 3, which is the minutes of the meeting held on the 6th of May 2025. So those minutes are here for approval. Firstly, any comments on the accuracy of the minutes from anybody? Nope, can't see anybody indicating. That's great. I wasn't at that meeting because I wasn't part of this committee then. So could I ask for a proposer or seconder? And looking at the, yes, Councillor Hurley. Jeremy, hi.
Hi, yeah, happy to propose. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the seconder, I think Councillor Hazel Evans was at that meeting. So Hazel, if you could second, I think that'd be useful. I can see your hand there. Thank you very much, Hazel.
Yeah,
that's great. So just a show of hands then to approve those. All in favour?
Those minutes are approved, Chair.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll move then on to agenda item 4, which is the Regional Business Development Report. So the purpose of this report is to provide members with a progress update on the UK SPF funded business support programme being delivered by local authorities in South West Wales. And at this stage, I'd like to hand over to Paul Ralph to introduce the report. Paul.
Thank you, Chair, and thanks for the opportunity to bring the report. I have my colleague Claire James with me also, who has been chairing the Regional Business Anchor group over the past 2 or 3 years, which has done the bulk of the detail on this particular stream of work. But the reason for bringing it to you is to demonstrate really how regional planning and local delivery can be a huge success, and it's probably at the apex of the regional collaboration that we've had over the past, say, 15, 20 years in the region. Something we've desired for a long time at both member and officer level to have this type of programme, and I think the fruits it's bearing really do bear that out, and it's also an important exercise for consideration as we move forward into future funding streams, considering how this type of approach is best delivered and getting the balance right between national, regional, local level delivery. But if at that point I could hand over to Claire, she'll walk you through some of the detail, and we'd both be happy to take any questions, Chair.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Come on in, Claire.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, so you've all got a copy of the report in your pack. As Paul said, this is to give you an overview really of the work that we've done as local business anchors across the region. Just as a bit of context, obviously, the work of the business anchors directly relates to our regional economic delivery plan, as does our whole SPF funded programme of work. And this specifically relates to mission 2 within that plan, which is about building a strong, resilient and embedded business base. So from the outset of developing the SPF programme of work, the 4 business teams in the local authorities work closely together to design a support programme and agree common parameters between us, such as eligibility, match funding requirements. So, for example, all our business grants require a 50% match funding. So to ensure that we had this regionally consistent menu of activities that our businesses across the region were able to take advantage of. But then alongside that sort of regionally designed menu, that we had local flexibility so that provision could be tailored within each local authority to local needs as well, recognising that, you know, we do all have those local specific circumstances that we will need to address. Should emphasise that this was about plugging gaps in local provision. It wasn't about duplicating what Business Wales, for example, are already doing. So an example of that, you know, we all issue a startup grant. Applicants that come in for that need to provide us with business plans and with cash flows. As local authorities, we don't assist them with that. We signpost those startup enterprises to Business Wales, and our colleagues in Business Wales will support them with that activity. So, you know, it's complementing all the time the rest of the provision that is out there. And then, as you'll see in the report, between the 4 local authorities up until the end of August, we've awarded over 14 million in business grant funding to 926 businesses. That number is still growing because we're still just finalising the final grants that we've got going out in this year. And to date, that funding has created 838 jobs across the region, safeguarded another 913. We've created 227 new businesses through the support that we've provided, through our business carbon reduction grants. Over 1,000 tonnes of carbon dioxide per annum has been reduced. And alongside the grant funding, we do have a comprehensive programme of business support activities that complements that. We've got over 2,000 businesses there that have received non-financial support. So, you know, significant numbers of businesses that have been helped and significant output and outcomes that have come from this programme of work. Also worth noting that we don't record our outputs and outcomes until a business grant has completed its process and the business has come in and claimed the money. So these are the figures to the end of August, but our outputs, you know, businesses created, jobs created and safeguarded, these will keep growing now through to the end of the year, as the schemes that we've had live since, you know, April, as they all now come to fruition. And just really to showcase to you the impact that this funding and this support programme is having, we've included in the report quotes from the businesses and links to press releases and videos. So I would encourage you to have a look at those, because the businesses are much better placed to articulate to you the difference that this support has made to them than we are. So yes, as Paul said, happy to take any questions.
No, thank you very much, Claire, and thank you, Paul. I mean, having read through the report, I think it's a very positive report, and thank you for the details in there. And I think some of the quotes that are there from businesses, you know, really show the importance of the work that you've all done as a team on this one. And, you know, in terms of jobs created and jobs safeguarded, which is equally as important, and new business startups, I think it's very, very positive. I can see Andrea's got your hand up. Come on in, Andrea.
Yes, I just wanted to commend the authors of the report. I thought it was really positive, as you said, Chair. And I really enjoyed looking at the case studies and the videos. I particularly liked Scruffy to Fluffy Dog Spa. Brilliant name for a business. But yeah, it was hugely positive. And it's great to see in one report the fantastic impact that the use of the SPF has had in terms of job creation and investment. So well done to Paul and the team. Really positive. Nice to see this coming to us today.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. And I couldn't agree more. Very, very positive report and all the good work that's going on there. Any comments from any other colleagues here? No? Okay, well, just finally, without repeating myself, but I will repeat myself, very well done to the team, you know, excellent work. And, you know, it's really good to see, you know, what we are doing to keep the sort of business community not only going, but in terms of startups as well. So thank you again for that. So this is a report for noting. So if we're all happy to note the report, we can deal with this by way of a show of hands. So all in favour?
Yep, that's noted, Chair.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Chloe. So we'll move on then to agenda item 5, which is the Inward Investment website. So the purpose of this report is to provide members with a progress update on the regional inward investment site and consider recommendations on the options for integration into the South West Wales Corporate Joint Committee digital platform. So on my notes, I've got Stuart Walters presenting this, but I can't actually see Stuart in the middle. It's yourself, is it, Helen? Yeah.
Yeah. Apologies from Stuart, Chair. He's currently in Dubai.
Oh, very nice. Bit of winter
Yes.
sunshine. Lovely, lovely. Okay. So I'll
Okay,
hand over
so
to
I'll
yourself then, Helen,
Yeah,
if I may. Thank
I'll
you.
take the report on his behalf. So basically, this is an update on the regional inward investment site, and there's a recommendation to integrate the current regional inward investment site with the CJC digital platform. So that's the recommendation. It would be a phased integration over the next couple of years. The costs of the integration would be quite moderate, only £5,000. And then the maintenance and ongoing support would be around £4,000 to £6,000 per annum. The amalgamation of the two platforms would be funded through the existing CJC Regional Management Office budget, and the regional office would ensure the future management and maintenance of the amalgamated website. So really, it's bringing the aspirations of the CJC to have their own digital platform with an existing platform and bring them together. So it makes for efficiencies. That's it, really, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Helen. Seems very sensible to me. So the recommendations that we have on page 15 is that the subcommittee endorse the recommendation to seek options for integration into a regional South West Wales Corporate Joint Committee digital platform. So I'm happy to move that recommendation. Can I have a seconder, please? Andrea, thank you very much. So we'll open it up to any questions or comments.
No, just
Hazel, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, we're sharing the screen, so it's a bit more difficult.
No
I
problem.
think it's a sensible way to move forward, and I think it's a good move. So fully endorse it.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Hazel. Thank you. Any other comments from any colleagues? No. I think, again, seems a sensible way forward, doesn't it? If it's providing efficiencies and increasing the uptake on the website as well. I think, you know, websites are very, very important, and the more hits we can get on the website across the region, the better, really. Okay, so if there's no further comments, then the recommendation's been moved by myself, seconded by Andrea. So again, we'll need to do this by a show of hands. So all in favour?
Okay, that's endorsed, Chair.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you all. Making rapid progress this afternoon, which is quite good, really, but not wanting to stifle debate. If anybody's got questions, please chip in. We'll move then on to agenda item 6, which is the South West Wales Regional Investment Strategy. And I think this is over to yourself again, Helen, to introduce. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Right. Amnion Consulting were successful after a procurement exercise that took place at the end of August and beginning of September. So the inception meeting with Amnion Consulting took place at the beginning of October. So we are presently in week 3, week 4 of a 7-week period that they will be developing the investment strategy within. It's really fast paced. Amnion Consulting will have completed their work by the week commencing the 24th of November, and this is in advance of the investment strategy in the Celtic manner at the end of November / 1st of December. So as I said, working at pace. I'll just give you a flavour of what's happening. There are weekly steering, sometimes twice weekly steering group meetings between officers from all across the regions, from the 4 local authorities, and also the chair of the private sector advisory group, Mark John. So we meet with Amnian. We met actually lunchtime today. Amnian have taken on board a series of consultations with key stakeholders in the region. They're undertaking their live data capturing at the moment to show us a picture of live what our current economic analysis is. They've also had a webinar on the 24th of October, and over 70 stakeholders from across the region attended that. There is another workshop on the 6th of November, which is this Thursday in Pentre Owl, and that will be the first of 2 workshops. So that is looking at involving the private sector and the public sector in that workshop on Thursday. There's going to be another workshop on the 20th of November, location to be determined. And there are also going to be sessions within the next 3 weeks with members of the CJC. Christie's putting dates together at the moment for CJC, the private sector advisory group, and also the regional directors. So it's delivering, they're delivering at speed, and consulting at speed as well. So it's yeah, so that's the update, Chair. If I can take any questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Helen. Sorry, I've just lost my screen. There we are, we're back, thank you. So any comments or questions in relation to the investment strategy? Claire.
Thank you, John. I was just going to ask, why such a short window? The 7 weeks seems remarkably ambitious. I'm just wondering, is there any room on that? Because this is such an important document for the region. Do we think it's achievable? Do we think it would be useful to have more time?
Thank you, Claire. The reason why we had such a short deadline is because of the investment summit on in the Celtic Manor on the 31st and 1st of December. So we wanted to have a prospectus, an investment prospectus for that. Amnian have indicated that they will also have the first draft of the investment strategy ready by that date. So there is a bit of wiggle room at the end of November, beginning of December, in order to finalise the strategy. Okay, but really is we didn't want to miss the window of opportunity of the investment summit. Sort of, you know, Cardiff region, they have their investment prospectus, and the private sector advisory group felt that there was a need for the region to have its own investment strategy and prospectus. So but again, the amount of consultation to date and the amount of consultation that's going to happen in the next few weeks will capture, hopefully, and make it a very holistic document.
Thank you. Will it be signed off by the CJC, John, then, or who will have the governance over this?
CJC.
Thank you.
Okay, happy with the response there, Claire? Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Sarah, you've got your hand up, Sarah.
Yeah, it's just coming in from the transport side of things, linking into economic regeneration. Have had it brought to my attention that the webinars which Evian have covered haven't actually gone into any detail on sort of transportation investment in the area at all. So it's just flagging it as one which could that be taken up with Evian, just because obviously we are trying to make we're trying to do a lot of projects through the regional transport plan, and it's really trying to make sure we have that joined up approach to ensure that investment in the area takes into account the work which we're looking to do, and obviously seeking investment support to improve transport to West Wales, sort of obviously through the Swansea Metro and beyond that as well. So yeah, just flagging it as one to make sure that they're capturing through this window.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. Is that something we can pick up with them directly, Helen? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah, transport has been part of the discussion. The webinar was very high level. It was more of an introduction of the approach to undertake the investment strategy and prospectus. But yeah, definitely, I'll feed that back this afternoon to Amnian.
Okay, that's very, very useful. Thank you, Helen, and thanks for raising that, Sarah. Thank you. Any further comments or questions then on this one? Nope. Okay, well, this is a report for noting, so I think we can deal with this by way of a show of hands again. So we're all happy to note the report. Show.
Yep, that's everyone, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Chloe. Well, not quite the final item, but penultimate item is then the forward work programme. So we don't have anybody particularly to introduce this, but you can see what's on the agenda for future meetings. So I'll just open it up whether anybody has any, officers and members, anything to add or amend on the forward work programme. Claire.
John, I was just going to ask, on the minutes, it talked about an SQW presentation, so I didn't know if that was still timely or we'd superseded that.
Okay. Chloe, can you recall that from the minutes?
I believe Ross came to the last meeting, I believe. Let me just double check.
Okay, thanks, Chloe. Thanks for raising, Claire.
Thank you, Chloe.
Yeah.
That was back in... No, sorry, it was Ross came to CJC to deliver a presentation at the last meeting. I don't know if officers have got any comments on it, whether they could get in contact about a future presentation from SQW.
We can arrange something, I guess. I mean, I think he's more or less wrapped his work up now, but we can ask.
Yeah. Let me just, sorry, I'm just double checking. Because I don't know if they had a specific, I think he kind of joined in on the last.
Yeah, if it's been superseded, then that's fine. It was just, it was in the minutes and I wasn't sure where we got to with it.
Okay, thanks, Claire.
I'll get back to you after the meeting.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Chloe. Thanks, Claire. Hazel.
It's Helen, actually.
Oh, sorry, Helen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you, Chair. Can we have an update on the regional investment strategy in the January meeting, and possibly a discussion about the UK reef as well? Thank you.
Helen, was that January as well, UK reef?
Please.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sensible. No problem from my point of view, as long as everybody's happy with that. You've made a note of that, Chloe, yeah?
Yep. And I'm just looking back, and I think SQW came to the meeting on the 6th of May, which is the minutes that we've just approved. So the content under the economic delivery plan. It was they gave a update in terms of the midterm review. So just confirming that, Chair.
Okay, thanks, Chloe. Obviously, I wasn't at that meeting, so I'm not sure what went on, but if they were there, that's fine. Christy.
Thank you, Chair. I'm just checking now. I do believe that we did provide some data for the committee held on the 1st of September. And I think that was the meeting where Ross attended. And I know Ross was asked to provide further information in terms of business data and in terms of their sustainability.
Okay, this was the CJC, full CJC meeting on the 1st of September.
This was the economic wellbeing subcommittee.
Oh, the subcommittee. Yeah, sorry,
so,
apologies. Yeah.
If you like, I can share this with Chloe after the meeting, because I know we did send a separate note on businesses around from a query that was raised at the meeting.
I got you. Yeah. Okay,
So I
thanks,
think
Christy.
that would have been the meeting where Ross did attend and present then. Thank you.
Understood. Thank you. Claire.
Yeah, that's right. The REDP midterm review did come to this subcommittee on the 1st of September, and that was the presentation that Ross gave. And Chloe did circulate some business demography data after that. And after coming to this committee, the midterm review went on then to the full corporate joint committee on the 23rd of September, where it was approved. So I think that action is completed.
It's been done. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thanks for the confirmation all on that one. So we've got 2 items then to add: the inward investment strategy update and the reef update. Anything else from anybody to add to the forward work programme? It's a bit of a live issue, forward work programme, so we can revisit this at the next meeting if there's any additional items to add on. Nope. Okay. So Jeff.
Yeah, sorry, thanks, Chair. I wasn't ready to add, just to confirm, there was supposed to be a report coming today on the regional energy work stream. I think due to confusion over dates, it hasn't made it, so we'll be reporting on the 6th of January. It's down there as regional energy strategies, but it's sort of one and the same effectively, so that will be coming forward. I was just going to ask if I can have confirmation of the progress of various reports that we and forums we have to go to get a report to this group, because I think that was something that we had a list and they were slightly out of kilter. I don't know if someone could confirm, perhaps Chloe or Christy can confirm, so we can make sure we don't miss it.
Yeah,
okay,
I can give you the publication dates of the agenda and what deadlines to hit for that outside the meeting.
Perfect, thank you.
No, it's brilliant. Thanks for raising that, Jeff, and thanks, Chloe. Okay, so if there's no other work streams we want to be putting on at this stage, this is again a report for noting. So again, we can just deal with this by way of a show of hands. So if we're all happy to note the report subject to those amendments. So yeah,
yep, that's noted, Chair.
Brilliant, thank you. So that puts us on to our last agenda item then, which is urgent items. I've had no urgent items reported to me. Chloe, anything from yourself?
No, there's no urgent items today, Chair.
Okay, that's lovely. So short and sweet meeting, but good to get a lot of these items discussed and